Welcome to V-Rod Mechanics 101. Today I'm going to show you how to remove the rear wheel. As you can see, on the left side of the bike I still have both the upper and lower belt guard, and I also have the rear axle cover. And I'm going to walk around to the other side of the bike, and you can see I still have the axle cover on this side. Today it's just me. So I'm all by myself, so I'll be doing the wrenching and the videoing all together. So bear with me as we go through this step by step on how to remove the rear wheel. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. What I did is that I went and grabbed my 8mm Allen socket. Gonna put that on my drive. And then I also grabbed me a 19mm wrench. And I'm going to come in on here and I'm going to hold this nut very carefully so that I don't get on my pulley, because it's all polished up and I don't want to scratch that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to back this bolt out. I believe it's loose enough to where I can get my fingers in here on this. There's the nut. There's no tension on this bolt, so I'm going to pull it out. There's the bolt. I'm going to take my shock and I'm just going to swing the shock up. Now I can remove my axle cover, and now I'm going to grab the top belt guard. The top belt guard is held on by the bottom shock bolt and two little slide mounts, one here and one up there. So all you got to do is just grab that, pull it back, lift it up out of the way, and that removes the top belt guard. So as you can see, that's off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this shock mount back down. I'm going to take the bolt, go back through, put my nut right there. I'm going to get me a couple threads on there, run it on there, so that way there, I'm going to lift the bike up with my jack, and I'm going to put this block of wood underneath my wheel so I can relieve the pressure on the shock bolt over there on the other side when I go to take it off. So right now I'm going to move over to the other side and we will continue from there. Okay, I'm back over here to the other side. I'm going to jack my bike up, walk around to the back here so I can get my board underneath there. Grab my 19mm, put it on the nut, break this one loose. Yep, see? There's a little bit of tension on this shock, and won't allow that bolt to come out of there off the swing arm. So in order to relieve the tension off that bolt, all you got to do is lower it down onto a piece of board, and then once you get to a certain point, the other shock's still going to hold it, but that'll allow you to just pull this bolt right out of there. Okay, so I got the nut off the back. Now I'm just going to go real slow and easy, lower the bike down. I'm going to watch that bolt. There it goes. You've seen it. I stopped my jack at that point. That took the tension off this bolt. Now the bolt comes straight out. I'm going to grab the shock, lift it up all the way, remove this axle cover, push the shock back down, put the bolt back in. Now I'm just going to put my nut back on there again. I'm not going to tighten my shock bolts back down, just torque and all that, because I want to put my axle cover back on after I put my wheel back in. So now I'm going to move on to the next step, and I'm going to go back around the other side so I can remove the lower belt guard. Well, as usual, kind of got ahead of myself here just a little bit. So what I got to do is make sure I jack my bike back up so I can get that block of wood out from underneath the tire. It's just a 2x6. That way there, I'll be able to lower the jack stand back down to get my tire close to the concrete as possible when I remove it, and then still be able to jack the bike up to clear the bracket here in the back where the license plate is at, so I can roll the wheel out. Because you can see right now you can't roll the wheel out. The tire is off the ground, so we'll lower it down. When we do that, you'll see how that's all done. So back over to the other side, let's get that belt guard off. On the lower belt guard, there's a bolt right here toward the rear, and this is a 5mm bolt. And then up here toward the front, it's another stud, just like the one that we got up here, except for it's located right here. So when you come back here and you remove this bolt, it just slides out the back. So my bolt's in there pretty tight. I Loctite it in. I've had this bolt fall out before, so I Loctited it. Alrighty, just about out. Okay, there's the bolt. Let the swing arm come down. Pull it out away from the bike just a little bit. And pull it out of the grommet. And then there you have your lower belt guard. It's off the bike. Put the lower belt guard back up on the workbench. Now I'm going to take my bolt. I'm going to put it back in the hole so I know where it is and I won't kick it around and lose it. Okay. While I'm on this side, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to take off my front cover to the front pulley. There's 3 bolts. 5mm, one down the bottom, one up a little bit, and then one here on the top. I'll pull out my chrome cover, and what I have here is this is an external oil breather that I put on for the turbo, and it's bolted onto that top bolt, so I'm just going to loosen that one. Going to take the bottom one out all the way. Go to the next one. Okay. Come back to the top one. Take this one all the way out. I'm going to put the bolt and my oil breather back in to hold the oil breather so it won't flop around. I won't hit it and mess it all up. Okay. Now that review opens up the whole front pulley. So that way there, when I take the tension off the belt, I'll be able to take the belt and come off my front pulley. Because you got to get this off the front pulley first before you can remove the rear wheel. So, alright, done with this. Now I'm going to get ready and get set up so we can take off the rear axle, okay? Be right back.